WUZDA, Ghana. We are in the West sector. We are currently looking at the indigenous way of providing sustainable toilets that will fit all community members within northern Ghana have access to safe and durable, sustainable household latrines for the use of the household. We are doing this to ensure that we are able to eliminate the hazards in the absence of a decent use of toilet latrines. We have quite a whole lot of models in the systems, but many of them are not sustainable. A simple pit for the use of a household. This one like this is another type that can be used to connect either a pore flush or a water closet pit or eco-safe or eco-sound latrines. These are two types of different toilets that can be used. For instance, this one like this is simple and you can use it very simple. Sit this way, you use it, and it's simple, convenient to use. And then also looking at it, it's very, very durable and strong, considering the kind of materials that are used. And then it can be used in any terrain, either in a loose soil or in a rocky soil. You can install this type of facility. In the case of flooding, where a house totally collapses, you can still retrieve this one and then send it to another place and then install. These are some of the reasons why we are now looking at a local or indigenous type of toilets that can be used at our level. They are not just affordable, but they are durable materials. They are durable seaters that we are creating. We have a whole number of them, but these are just the few that we have brought from where we are broadcasting them. These are there to ensure that open defecation is eliminated totally. So WUZDA has created a lateral sanitation credit to ensure that whatever project we have, we are able to advance some funds to interested households to be able to purchase a toilet and use them, and then arrange a payment schedules based on their capacity to pay. And a credit officer goes to pick this money from them one after the other till such a time that they are able to exhaust the payment, and others to will be saved from the payment that people are making. It's a kind of revolving fund we have created, and the funds are just a minimum. It's not great. We have about 400 applicants currently waiting for to receive, but due to the quantum of money that we have, it's not enough to serve the quantum of applications that we have. So we will encourage any donor to partner with WUZDA to ensure that we provide affordable and durable toilets for households to use. We are also calling on government to ensure that they create the enabling environment so that any household, any husband or a landlord who intends to put up a house should ensure that it goes with a toilet. And then this is where those who are artisans or social enterprises can make money from the toilet industry. When this is done, I think we'll not only have people in business, but we'll also have a decent toilet for household, children, women, the sick, the aged to have access to. And then this is the reason why WUZDA is making a frantic effort to ensure that each household have access to toilet. But like I mentioned earlier, the resources to ensure that everybody is safe is a problem or a headache on us. We are unable to get the needed funds to serve everybody. And this is a wake-up call for the donors and then the government to ensure that they partner effectively with us to ensure that we are able to serve people well with decent toilet facility, so that our water bodies will not be polluted when people go out there to do the defecation in the open. At the end of the day, the economic burden is on the government to ensure that he gets money to provide drugs to the hospital to treat either diarrhea, dysentery, cholera, and then all that. But when we all have access to safe household toilets, then defecation in the open is reduced or is eliminated. Then the government too wouldn't go and spend the huge sum of money to ensure that he procures drugs to treat dysentery, diarrhea, cholera, and then all that in the hospitals. And this, when properly done, the economic advancement of the country is achieved.
And this is the type of latrine that we are introducing into the our project communities. It's called an eco-sand. Actually, we have two main types of eco-sand latrines. We have the wet and the dry, and the one we are using here is called the dry type of eco-sand. It is designed for the rural communities, as you can see, though it can be used in the peri-urban areas as well. As the name suggests, eco-sand is a type of latrine that is used. It works like it separates feces as it becomes matter from the urine, and it seeks to make use of human excreta. Look at it not as a waste, but as a resource for agricultural purpose. It has a lot of parts, as you can see. It's the lid. So you open it. When you open it, you see that we have what we call the feces hole and that of the urine hole. So how it works? When you sit, that this is the sitting type. We also have the squatting type, but this one you can sit on it. So when you are going to use it, you direct the urine through this hole. You can see a hole here. That's where the urine should go, and this hole, that's where the feces goes. So you can see that the urine will pass here. This is a pipe. is still incomplete. We'll be collecting another pipe here, and then we'll put 100-liter jerry can here to harvest the urine, and then the phases will be here. Before you start using the EcoSan latrine, you need to put sawdust. You can put ash as well, just to kill off pathogens. So we put it inside, and this is what we call the down pan. This is what we call the down pan. So you put the sawdust inside before you start using it. So while you free yourself, the sawdust turns the phases and kill the pathogens in it, and as well as turn it into compost for crops use. And you can see that there is a small hole inside the down pan here. As I said, it's a dry type of EcoSan, so you don't have to let water or any liquid drop inside the phases. But in case the user mistakenly drop water or pour urine or whatever inside, this hole will take care of that. So the water will drain through the hole and percolate, so that the decomposition wouldn't be affected by the liquids that has been dropped inside. So you can see a hole here, that's the emptying hole. So when it is full, you have to close this lid. And this phases hole, as I was saying, it has a door as well. So before you start using it, you close the door in addition to this lid. So when the phases get to the vent pipe, just for the vent pipe, you can see a mark here. You shouldn't allow the phases to get above the vent pipe. That may cause it to come out from the vent pipe. So you let it stop here. When it gets here, you close it. And when you are going to use the EcoSan, we'll provide 2 of this for a household. So initially they will be using 1. When it is full, they close it for decomposition to take place while they use the second one. So by the time the second one gets full, this one will get decomposed, and they will empty it and start using this one again. And as I said, the urine is very rich in NPK, as nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium. And these are some of the nutrients that we normally seek from the inorganic fertilizers. The urine is very rich in those chemicals. So what happens is that when you are harvesting the urine, you make sure that the 100 liter is tight, so that you prevent nitrogen from evaporating. You know how volatile nitrogen is. So you make sure that the lid is tightly closed to prevent that loss of nitrogen in the urine. And let me give you a few advantages of this. As you can see, it's very portable. It's very portable. You can move it in case there is flooding. You can shift it to another place. In case you are changing it, you can see that, as I said, there is a vent pipe here. So you are assured that it is not going to be smelling in your house. It's safe to use, and it sees, as I am repeating it, EcoSan sees waste as sees phases and all the excreta not as waste, but as a resource that we can channel to national development through agriculture. It's very portable, easy to use, as well as affordable, and all the materials that we use here is local. You can easily get wherever you are.